Pokemon Go has just dropped their content update for January 2026. Let's get straight into the details. Kicking off with your January research breakthroughs. Guys, like we say in our This Week videos, it looks like we can encounter through the research breakthrough Lapras, that 100% CP is going to be 1131. We have Galarian Mr. Mime in there at 886 CP for the hundo. We have Snorlax in there at 1382 CP. We have Dreepy in there at 328 CP. Honedge in there at 595 CP, as well as Sinistea at a 488 CP. Let's get into those 5-star raids now. It looks like from January the 5th all the way until the 16th, Genesect will be returning with the burn as well as the chill drive. Genesect right now is currently the 16th best bug type attacker in the game with Fury Cutter and X Scissor, and as a steel type attacker, it's just breaking into the top 20. Unfortunately though, Genesect is probably one of the worst legendaries to use in this game from a utility point of view. However, that shiny is absolutely gorgeous. Then from the 16th until the 25th, it looks like we have Incarnate Form Thundurus returning to raids. That shiny again is really pretty, and again, that shiny rate is also going to be 1 in 20. As an electric type attacker, it's currently in the 28th spot with Thunder Shock and Thunder Punch. So this Pokemon is definitely going to be more of a dex entry. You definitely want to be going after the Therian form whenever it does come around in rotation. But if you don't have it for the dex and you do need the shiny, go after this Incarnate Form. Moving on from the 25th all the way until the 4th of February, Incarnate Form Tornadus will be returning as well. Out of the Weather Trio, this is arguably going to be your worst Pokemon. As a flying type attacker, it's currently the 36th best, and even in the Master League, it doesn't perform well at all. So this is probably, again, just going to be your dex entry, or if you do want that shiny dex entry, remember that 1 in 20 chance. Moving on to Mega Raids now. Guys, we have really good Mega Raids this month. Coming in on the 5th and leaving on the 16th is going to be Mega Blaziken. If you guys weren't aware, this is arguably one of the best Megas in the game, if not the best. If you want to look at certain stats, it's currently the best fire type attacker in the game. Please do yourself a favor. Please try your best to get yourself a hundo of this Pokemon, because as a fire type attacker, it's beating out even something like Mega Charizard Y with that Fire Spin and Blast Burn. Of course, you will need an Elite Charge TM to get Blast Burn on this Pokemon, but even as a fighting type attacker, guys, it's currently the 2nd best in the entire game with Counter and Aura Sphere. This is a Mega Raid you do not want to miss, and you want to get plenty Mega Energy for it. Then from the 16th until the 25th, we have Mega Sceptile. Again, another brilliant Mega, and we're going to show you why. Remember, it does have the dual typing of Dragon as well as Grass, and as a Grass type attacker, it is the best in the game right now with Fury Cutter as well as Frenzy Plant. You will need an Elite Charge TM for that Frenzy Plant, and even as a Dragon type attacker with Breaking Swipe now, it is breaking to the top 20 at the 17th spot. Another brilliant Pokemon to go after, and even with the Blaziken as well, you want to try and get this Pokemon at Mega level 3 because it is going to make a massive difference for those candy as well as XL candy gains. Then from the 25th of January all the way until the 4th, it looks like we have Mega Ampharos making its return. Mega Ampharos right now is the 10th best electric type attacker in the game, so it's a pretty good Mega to have. It also does take on a Dragon typing, which is very good for candy as well as XL candy gains. However, as an attacker, it's a little bit lackluster because it doesn't have anything better other than Dragon Pulse. But if you do want to use this as a Dragon type attacker, it's only in the 42nd spot, but you will need an Elite Charge TM for Dragon Pulse. Then your Shadow Raids from the 2nd of January only is going to be the introduction of Shadow Cresselia, not making its debut, and I was a little bit disappointed to see this Pokemon as the Shadow Pokemon for January because we've literally just had it for the wild area, so that was a little bit disappointing. Moving on to the raid hours on the 7th of January for our first raid hour is going to be that Burn and Chill Drive Genesect, and the same is actually going to be on the 14th. Also for both drives, on the 21st, that Wednesday, is going to be Thundurus Incarnate, and on the 28th, we're going to have Incarnate Tornadus. Moving on to the Spotlight hours. These are going to be the hours every single Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. local time, which is going to be featuring one Pokemon alongside one bonus. The first Tuesday of the year is going to be featuring Barboach. That shiny is available, and the bonus there is going to be 2 times catch XP. Barboach evolves into Wish Cash, and let me just say that Wish Cash right now in the Go Battle League isn't ranked that well, but believe me, try and get yourself a good PvP stat, in other words, low attack, high defense, high stamina, because believe me, the season may turn over next year and Wish Cash could be ranked a lot higher, and generally this Pokemon has done pretty well in PvP over the years. Please do not sleep in this hour, and more than that, it is going to be 2 times catch XP, so you can throw in a lucky egg for the duration of the hour, hit those excellent throws, which means you will be able to get 4,000 XP per catch. Then on the 13th of January, that Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. local time is going to be featuring Mareep, which is going to be 2 times evolution XP. If you guys aren't really worried about getting the shiny Mareep, or you don't want to get that hundo for the Ampharos, that is something I'm going to be going after. But if you want to take advantage of that bonus of 2 times evolution XP, remember to throw in a lucky egg, blow through some evolutions, you're going to be getting 4,000 XP per evolution as well. So some great XP gains here. Next up, on the 20th of January, we have a spotlight hour for Hatena, which is brilliant for us for two different reasons. First of all, that bonus is going to be 2 times transfer candy. So right at the end of that hour, just before it turns over to 7 o'clock, you can transfer all of these Pokemon. But even before that, anything that you might have caught at the beginning of January or at the end of December, remember to transfer your Pokemon in that hour because you will get double the candy. More than that though, you really want to be playing this spotlight hour because remember, you can get candy as well as XL candy for G-Max Hatterene, which will be the best fairy type attacker in the game. And I do think it's going to be coming to the game relatively soon. And next up on the 27th is going to be a huge one. Fungus will be in the spotlight hour. If you guys weren't aware, Fungus grants 500 Stardust per catch, and the bonus in that hour is actually going to be 2 times catch Stardust. So you're actually going to get 1,000 Stardust per catch. With the star piece running, you're going to be getting 1,500 Stardust per catch, and that's without weather boost, which means it would be even more. So guys, please, this is, mark your calendar, set a reminder. This is one spotlight hour you do not want to miss, especially if you want to build up that Stardust bank. Then let's talk about our Max Mondays coming into January 2026. We have some absolute bangers, and the first one is going to be the debut on the 5th of January from 6 to 7 p.m. local time. Our first Monday will be featuring D-Max Drampaw. For 2 different reasons you want to go after this Pokemon. First and foremost, Drampaw has a Mega, which is Mega Drampaw, which will be released into the game at some point because it has come about in the Legends ZA game. More importantly though, right now, D-Max Drampaw is actually going to be one of your better Dragon-type max attackers. Its attack stat is actually pretty solid. But more importantly, if we have a look at its fast moves, it does get access to Dragon Breath, which is a ½ second fast move, which is a really, really good thing for this Pokemon, especially as a Dragon-type attacker. You really want to have a ½ second fast move because it does charge that Dynamax meter a lot quicker. So a great start to the month for that. Then on Monday the 12th, we will have the return of D-Max Caterpie, which of course can go into D-Max Butterfree. The G-Max Butterfree is always going to be your better pick here. However, from a bug and flying type attacker, there are just already much better options to use. So this could be a bit of a skip, to be honest. Then on the 19th, and this Pokemon keeps returning, please play it. On the 19th from 6 to 7 p.m. local time, the Max Monday will be for D-Max Beldum, which of course can go into D-Max Metagross. This Pokemon is a brilliant max attacker, but more importantly, it's a brilliant defender. Because of that steel and psychic typing, it is resisting so many different types. It does get access to Fury Cutter as well as the new Shadow Claw. They are both ½ second fast moves, which means it is going to charge that D-Max meter a lot quicker, and it does even have access to Bullet Punch as well as Zen Headbutt. So you can actually use this Pokemon as 4 different types of attackers, but again, it's actually as a defender with this Pokemon really shines even better. Please get yourself a D-Max Metagross with 15 attack and 15 defense. At least it is going to serve you for the foreseeable future. And just to add on to that as well, just have a look at its base stats, guys. It has a max CP of 4286, an attack value of 257, a defense of 228. So you can see as an attacker as well as a defender why it translates so well. But even Metagross as a steel type attacker, is because you have a good chance of getting a hundo from these D-Max raids because the base 4 is 10-10-10. As a steel type attacker with Meteor Match, which will require an elite charge TM, it's currently the 8th best steel type attacker in the game, and it's the 25th best psychic type attacker in the game, but that does not include the Mega. So you can actually have huge utility on this Pokemon to use it as a Mega or as a D-Max Pokemon. And the last one for the month, on the 26th, we do have the new debut of D-Max Roggenrola, which of course is going to go into D-Max Gigalith. This is huge because it is going to overtake D-Max Omastar as the best rock type D-Max attacker in the game, which is huge. So this is a Max Monday you definitely do not want to forget, and it actually is going to arrive just before the D-Max weekend of D-Max Ho-Oh, which will be the introduction of D-Max Ho-Oh in the game. We will cover the events in a little bit, but guys, this is probably going to be your best counter alongside D-Max Omastar as well. Then let's move on to the events now. Guys, the events for January are popping. We have some really good events to look forward to, and the first one is going to be the Community Day Classic of Piplup. Piplup going into Empoleon right now. Empoleon in the Great League as well as the Ultra League in PvP is a brilliant Pokemon to use. Actually, throughout its lifespan in Pokemon Go, this Pokemon is ranked pretty well because of that water and steel typing, but with Hydro Cannon as well, which we will be able to get on our Empoleons on that day, is going to be huge for us because we can use it even as a raid attacker as well. It's not one of your better raid attackers, but in PvP it's going to serve us incredibly. Then from the 6th to the 11th of January, we will have the event which is going to be Pinch Perfect, which does introduce the debut of Cloth in Pokemon Go. Cloth is a Pokemon originally coming from the Paldea region. Then in the middle of that, this is probably your biggest event of January so far. It is going to be Kyurem Fusion Raid Day, which is massive. Black Kyurem will be spawning, White Kyurem will be spawning alongside Reshiram and Zekrom. Huge opportunity to get the energy for these Pokemon, to fuse Kyurem with either Reshiram or Zekrom to get a Black Kyurem or White Kyurem. Both of these Pokemon, White Kyurem is the best Ice type attacker in the game, and it's one of the best Dragon type attackers in the game. And even in the Master League as well, it's ranked incredibly well. And do not forget about Black Kyurem too in the Master League. In the Master League right now, they all kind of jump around within the top 10. Brilliant Pokemon to use. Black Kyurem and White Kyurem on this raid day. This is not a day you want to miss for the foreseeable future. Please, please, please mark this in your calendar. You will be playing this day. Then on the 13th to the 18th, we will be having the High Zaptitude event, which will of course be featuring a lot of electric type Pokemon. And please do not shoot the messenger. We do have a leak that Wattrel will be making its Pokemon Go debut. Wattrel can evolve into Kilowattrel, and in the VGC games, Kilowattrel is actually a really good Pokemon to use, specifically from a speed point of view. But as we know, speed doesn't really translate into Pokemon Go, so I wonder as an attacker or in PvP if it will have any play at all. I think it's going to be a very glassy Pokemon, but I think it could hit relatively hard, so it could be a glass cannon, but let's see. At the end of that event, we have Grookey Community Day, which is going to serve us from so many different points of views. We can get the candy as well as XL candy for our D-Max Rillabooms, but especially our G-Max Rillabooms whenever it does come around in rotation again. G-Max Rillaboom is the best grass type max attacker in the game right now. It is incredibly important to Mega Evolve a Mega Level 3 grass type Pokemon so you can really maximize the candy as well as XL candy on that day. Moving on to the Precious Pals event, which will be taking place from the 20th to the 25th. I think this event is going to be featuring a lot of normal type Pokemon, but more specifically Buddy Pokemon. I think there are going to be a lot of bonuses surrounding Buddy and getting the Buddy Hearts, but that is actually going to be taken over by Team Rocket on the 23rd, which is great for one or two reasons, but the main one is to be able to remove frustration again. And in the middle of that as well, there will be a Shadow Raid Day. There is a whisper that the Kanto birds might be coming back. That is not confirmed. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm not really sure what this could be, so leave it in the comments what you think your theories are. Then from the 27th until the 1st, we have the Into the Depths event, which is going to be featuring a lot of water type Pokemon. We don't have the details as of yet for that. Then last but not least, from the 31st until the 1st, we will have the Dynamax weekend for the introduction and debut of Dynamax Ho-Oh coming into Pokemon Go for the very first time. This is exactly why I was talking about D-Max Roggenrola for then Max Monday going into Gigalith, as well as D-Max Omastar. There's actually someone that's just done a calculation as well that D-Max Gigalith might even be 8 to 10% better as an attacker as well as a defender against D-Max Ho-Oh, which is why it's so incredibly important to play that D-Max Monday of Roggenrola so you have really good defenders as well as an attacker for that day. If you guys want to see everything going on in Pokemon Go this week, we just dropped this video 1 or 2 days ago. Please check it out. We will leave it as our end screen. Love you guys. Go with us. We hope you have a brilliant new year, and we hope you have a really good January. Pokemon Go will be entering its 10th year as of release all the way back in 2016. Pokemon will be celebrating its 30th year anniversary for the year of 2026. It's going to be massive for Pokemon Go. It's going to be massive for Go with us. We're going to be bringing you every single event starting off in January. Love you guys. Smash that like and subscribe button, please. Happy New Year, and we'll catch you in the next one, baby.